What is up, everybody? Doomwake here, and welcome back to another modern video on the channel. So, there's a funny backstory behind this one, where I ended up playing a league with a slightly different list of this that I found online. Shout out to Magic Online user Dragon Fodder, who has been kind of crushing with this deck. I thought I saw a top 16 of a challenge, there was a top 8 of a challenge. It's kind of been working on this particular Lightning Skelemental shell, and I played their original version on stream on a Wednesday, but unfortunately I had some audio in the background, which we can't use that footage for YouTube because YouTube is pretty strict about DMCA. And I kind of wanted to try a different version of this anyways, so this is the sort of evolution of the Skelemental deck. Now, let's talk about what's going on here. Lightning Skelemental is a card, it's a 6/1 trample haste, and then it's effectively Ball Lightning where it dies at the end step, but when it hits them, they discard 2 cards. It gives you a lot of value for 3 mana and is abusable in certain ways. So the first way to abuse it is simply have a way to use it like as a sacrifice outlet before it goes to the graveyard. Flare of Malice is perfect. You play Lightning Skelemental on turn 3. They don't want to block it because they know that your Skelemental is going to die anyways, and then after they take 6 and discard 2, you just sack it to the Flare, make them sack their best creature. Second way, Village Rites. 1 mana, sack a creature, draw 2 cards. Pretty good. You make them discard 2, sack your Skelemental, draw 2. Easy peasy. The third, and quite possibly the best way to utilize it, because this one gets pretty deep, is Chthonian Nightmare. I'm going to say that. I'm going to pronounce that card wrong every time. It's fine. Let me know how bad I did in the comments. But Chthonian Nightmare, which is not necessarily a way to utilize the body post-combat. It can be. If you have it in play, you can sack the Skelemental to get something back. But it's also a way to loop Skelemental. If you, on turn 3, have Skelemental, play it, make them discard a couple of cards. Turn 4, play this, sacrifice, say, I don't know, a Stitcher Supplier that you kind of want to sacrifice anyways, but get back the Skelemental, bang, take 6 more, discard 2 more cards. So there's some really cool loops you can set up that way. We also have Bloodghast, which is very good because it's good sacrifice fodder for the aforementioned Nightmare and Flare of Malice, but also is something you can mill over with Stitcher Supplier to get your engine going, because you do have a lot of things that make you want to sacrifice creatures, and Bloodghast is a good black creature to sacrifice because it just comes back in return. Unearth, another card that's very powerful with Skelemental, similar to Chthonian Nightmare because just rebuy it for 1 mana, hit them again, make them discard 2 more cards. Voldaren Epicure, probably the single weakest card in the deck. It serves a purpose, like I know why it's here. It's a body for Nightmare. It's a way to discard Skelemental, because one of the best draws this deck has is either turn 1 Supplier, or in this case, well, not turn 1 Epicure, but turn 1 Supplier, mill over Skelemental, turn 2 Nightmare, sack my Supplier, get my Skelemental back, hit you. And then from that point on, you basically just have the Nightmare Skelemental loop locked up. God forbid you find a Bloodghast off the Supplier too to loop that in with all the stuff. And Epicure kind of sort of gives you the turn 2 Skelemental draw, but only if you have Unearth, because you can go turn 1 Epicure, turn 2, discard Skelemental, Unearth it back, do some good stuff that way. It fills a purpose, but maybe not at the efficiency that you would prefer. We have a couple of bolts here because we do need removal, and then the cards that I decided to add to the deck, because I said to myself, well, we are playing a black deck that wants to put cards in the graveyard, but we don't have Grief or Malakir Rebirth. Well, let's try and see if we can add it in. I'm joking at this point, but I'm not joking. Please, Wizards, just get rid of this card. I'm sick of it. But yeah, Grief plus Malakir Rebirth is what we are playing. It makes a lot of sense. Like, the Grief plus Scam is the best thing you can be doing on turn 1 in Modern. It even works a little bit better in this deck because you can start looping Grief with Nightmare, or mill over Grief and then get it back with Nightmare. So it's kind of cool. As far as the mana base, nothing too crazy. Raucous Theater, bunch of fetch lands, bunch of shock lands, nothing too fancy. The reason that we're not playing a Phyrexian Tower, which you might realize is a notable omission, especially with Stitcher Supplier, Tower kind of awkward with Skelemental because it makes 2 black and this thing needs 2 red. That's why we have 4 Blood Crypts. The mana is actually kind of awkward in this deck. Sideboard, just going to go over it quickly. Rakdos Charm. I've seen this card pop up quite a bit more recently, and I kind of like it because it's a shatter whenever you need that against Urza Saga or any sort of artifacts that's giving you a problem. It is good against Nadu because each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. The Nadu deck basically puts 20 creatures into play when it goes to kill you, so you can just kill them with that. And then exiling the target player's graveyard, good against Living End, other graveyard strategies. Rain of Gore, mostly, and I think specifically only here for the mono black decks because they gain a lot of life with Soul Spike March of Wretched Sorrow. Tourach Dread Cantor, good against white decks, good against control, just, 3 for 1. Feed the Swarm, here to kill Leyline of the Void because it's hard for us to beat that card. Brotherhood's End, Sweeper, good against Boros, especially Boros because they also play Unstable Amulet and things like that. Magus of the Moon for Tron, and then 1 copy of Toxic Deluge, also just to complement the Brotherhood's Ends as the 3rd sweeper against energy. So that is pretty much it for the main deck. I had a lot of fun playing this deck, and I think there is definitely some potential with Skelemental Flare. That kind of whole core looks very good to me. So I will not make you guys wait any longer. I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Okay, this hand's fine. So the reason we're not playing 4 Unearth is because we have Nightmare. So like we have 2 Unearth, 3 Nightmare. You could maybe swap those numbers and go 3 Unearth, 2 Nightmare. But like you're not going to play 4 Unearth and 3 Nightmare. That's just too much of that type of effect. Okay, Amulet of Vigor. If only I didn't play that Malakir Rebirth, huh? Alright, let's go Grief, Pitch Bowmaster, Village Rites the Grief. What you got over there? Okay, well their hand's atrocious. Okay. Go. Just Unearth the Grief. I mean, I'll think about it. They can go Bounce Land, make a token, pick up Bounce Land, I guess. Insolent Neonate. Yeah, it kind of accomplishes the same thing. It's possible that Neonate's better with Nightmare. What'd they take? They chose Primeval Titan. Okay, so we know this is their hand. It's a good one to choose. Alright, I need to find a Skelemental. I guess even if I had Skelemental, it's probably not good enough. Because they could just discard Woodland Bounce Land or something. Have you seen the new Scales class? Scales class from Bloomborough. No, I haven't seen it. Wait, do we have more Scales bait? No way. Surely it's good this time, right? It has to be. There's no possible way that it'd be bad this time. Like, they wouldn't do that to me 5 sets in a row, right? Well, we found the Skelemental. It's not going to be good enough, but we did find the Skelemental. See, if they were playing a fair deck, this would be fine. But they're trying to kill us. What we have to do is Village Rites into another Grief. Well, we did not hit a Grief. Unfortunate. 2, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'm good. I've seen enough. Alright, so Moon Me. Sorcery speed removal, not very good against Titan, because they're doing, like, you need to have an instant speed way to kill Titan. That's why Flare is so good against them. Charm, not very good. We could, like, Brotherhood's End to kill multiple amulets, but I'm not sure if that's worth it. And everything else seems kind of bad. Cut the Epicures for the moons. I might just do this and not board in the Brotherhood's Ends. Just, like, keep Lightning Bolt as a way to shorten the clock. Yeah. I think Brotherhood's End's too narrow. I think Bro is better than Malice. If you're cutting Flare of Malice against Primeval Titan, I don't know what to tell you. Please, for the love of God, do not do that. This hand's good. On what planet would you ever consider cutting Flare of Malice against Primeval Titan? They're never going to have a creature that costs more than 6 mana in play. It's going to kill their Titan every single time. What are you talking about? You can't be serious, right? Okay, 2 swamps, which is nice. Alright, but I hope they don't have Dismember in their deck for this Magus. I don't know if I agree with that. Again, agree to disagree, but I will simply disagree with the words that you are saying. Which I am allowed to do. I can disagree with you. Just gonna get a swamp. Actually, I only have one swamp in my deck, so I probably should have got the theater there. Yeah, that was stupid. I for some reason I thought I forgot that I cut the second swamp, but I should have got the theater. Because the previous version had 2 swamps, but then we quickly realized that we can't do that. Can't play 2 swamps because of Rebirth. Alright, well, D. Frank, I really hope that you cannot defeat this Magus of the Moon. It looks like they might not be able to defeat the Magus of the Moon. Entirely possible. Es posible. They have the Huan Ring. Okay. El Huan Ring. Actually, we could just hold up Rebirth for Magus, right? Yeah. Alright, go. There's no reason to play Nightmare, because, like, even if I get back Skelemental, they have protection this turn, so might as well just hold up Rebirth for Magus if they have Dismember. Innkeeper's Talent. 2 mana. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Green, permanents you control with counters on them have Ward 1. And the last one is, if you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that. That's 4 mana, though. 4 mana is kind of a lot for that type of effect. I don't know if I like that. Like, 4 is so much. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's nice that you can get the Luminarch Aspirant effect without having to go into white. But, like, you kind of want to play white anyways, right? I think. Okay. Yeah, I still don't think I want the Brotherhood Sands. I'm good with this. 7 mana total, too. Yeah, it's a lot of mana. I mean, it's powerful. It's a powerful effect. My favorite card that I've seen so far from the new set is probably the 1 mana 2/2. Just because there's a lot of cool things you could do with it. I was thinking of, like, some kind of green-white deck in Standard with the 1 mana 2/2 and Novice Inspector. And I think there's probably enough, like, white creatures that have good ETBs that you can pair with it. Dewdrop does look kind of cool. I almost wonder if there's a world where you can play Dewdrop in Modern, because Dewdrop returning to a Johnny sounds kind of hot. Okay, so do I Village Rites here? I could Village Rites to try and draw Unearth. Yeah, I'm in. Can also mill over Bloodghast. We milled over 2 Bloodghast, which is nice. So we'll get those back, and I guess I'll just pass with Flare Up. See, this is a spot where Flare is perfect, right? Because I'm going to go there. Even if they play Titan this turn, I can Flare their Titan, untap, land Magus. Because they're not going to be able to kill me if they play Titan this turn. Can also kill that. Thunder Thighs, thank you for the 11-month resub. Appreciate that, Thunder Thighs. Hope you're doing well today. Grazer. Okay, 3 cards in hand. I'm just going to end phase this because I want to get the Surveil land. Definitely don't want that. Get back this. We'll do this. Go to combat. Attack for 2. And then play Magus. And then we could Skelemental them next turn. I wonder if they even have an out to the Magus. I mean, I guess their out is just play second Forest, and then Hardcast Titan. Okay, that doesn't matter that much. It doesn't out the Magus. Sure. Oh, you got 2 cards in hand, huh? Okay, well, now you have no cards in hand. Attack. Could have bolted the Grazer to get in 2 more damage this turn. Maybe that was worth it, not sure. Alright, no cards in hand, 1 basic forest. Good luck. I bid you good luck. Playing Aggro Drowsy and Modern tonight? Are you playing the main deck Battle Mage? Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Yo, chill. Okay. I mean, they have no cards in hand, so it's kind of fine, right? Like, do I even care? They have no cards at hand. We're getting spouted. I think we still have lethal. Okay, now we definitely have lethal. Now we have mega lethal. See, after the fire spout, now we can cast the Bloodghast. They gave us our black mana. Okay. Yeah, Battle Mage is nice. Big fan of that card. Okay, what's this hand? This hand is turn 1, play Rebirth, turn 2, Bowmaster, Flare, sack Bowmaster, Nightmare, sack the token, get back Bowmaster. I think this is good enough. We can also, like, Rebirth, Bowmaster, Flare, sack Bowmaster. We can do some cool stuff with this hand. This hand does some things and stuff. JS, if you'd like to see the deck list, you can type !deck, and that'll give you a link to the deck command. They do Strike It Rich, huh? This is not the best hand against Strike It Rich. Not the best. The Red Valiant Mouse and Thrill Seeker seems like a nice standard combo. So you're talking about the 2-mana 2/2 prowess. Is that so? The wording on the 2-mana 2/2 prowess is Valiant whenever you target it with a spell or an ability? Because when I read it at first, I thought it was just spell or ability. Okay, that's kind of sick then. Yeah, once per turn. It's still really good. That 2/2 prowess haste is gonna be that card is gonna be sick in standard. I'm actually gonna. This is gonna look weird, but I'm gonna respond to the Ral and cast the Bowmasters because I don't want them to respond to be casting Bowmasters and play a bunch of spells. Heartfire Hero. Oh, that one. Yeah, that card's sweet. It's like Cacophony Scamp with Upside. What is YGRA? I don't know what that card is. You'll have to forgive me. I don't know all the cards by name yet. I've looked at all of the cards that have been spoiled, but I definitely there's no chance I know all of them by name. Oh, that's the 5-mana cat. Yeah, that card's sick. Okay, yeah, I know what the 5-mana cat is. The one that turns everything into food. That card is really sick. Glimpse the Impossible. So 3 spawns. Yep, spawns. It's not bad. We just pitch Flare. I think we pitch Flare. And I'm just going to have to hope that they don't draw out of it. They don't have Piff in the graveyard, so we have to hope they don't have Piff in their hand. Well, we tried, all right. Still doing this. So they have access to 5 mana. If they draw a ritual or a cost reducer, we're screwed. Not this turn specifically, but yeah, they are kind of a ways away from Past in Flames. We can go Nightmare, sack token, get back Bowmaster, ping a token. So like we can start pinging off their tokens to give them less mana. Okay, flashbacks. Oh, they sacrificed a spawn token to flashback Strike It Rich. It's kind of interesting. So I'm going to do this pre-combat. Play this. Don't want that. Hit for 3. Oh, I guess I should have attacked first, right? So now they have 4 mana. Next turn, we can play the Bowmasters again to cut them down to 4 mana again. Okay. I did miss 1 damage, though. Yeah, that's a good point. And if they expect that I'm just going to start looping Bowmasters, they want to turn their spawns into treasures while they still can. They did. They could have sacked the spawn token. And they're at 12. All right, well, let's just do this. What's up, Boko? Kill this. Yeah, I guess they are still a ways away, right? And do we have lethal next turn? 3, 6, 8. Yeah, we have lethal next turn, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what do they need? They need exactly like cost reducer and ritual. Would that do it? 4, 2, 2, 4. Actually, cost reducer ritual wouldn't have even done it. They still would have been 1 mana short. All right. Well, Grief Scam steals another victim. You don't really have a lot in the sideboard for Storm, to be fair. We're really not prepared for this matchup. I'm kind of down to bring in the Charms. Maybe not all three. Oh, Charm kills Medallion too. So Charm kills Medallion, and it's good if they go for empty. Also could be good against just Glimpse making tokens. Yeah, I'm kind of in on the Charms. Nightmare's kind of slow. We can bring in the third Charm. Oh, it's Graveyard Hate too. Right, yeah, it just does everything. Okay. I feel like Tourach is too slow on the draw, so I'm going to do it like this. I kind of forgot that Charm could exile graveyards. Just like the hidden mode that never comes up. This hand's got a lot of upside with Supplier Rites and Nightmare. I'm going to try it. It's a bit land heavy, but I'm going to try it. Tag me in that message. I don't see the tags on, I don't see the tags on Chatterino. 12 months in a row. Thank you for the 12-month resub, Con Berman. You guys just ever wake up and want to look at Fletcher's Johnson? My face one. It's just me every day, you know? Oh, alright, so we have died. We have officially died. Was hoping to mill Skelemental and draw Unearth. But we did not do that. So it is your turn. Everybody get your 07s ready. It's not going to take much for me to concede this game. Time to get those 07s ready. 2 mana. I guess they could run out of rituals. They don't have any mana here. So we might get a turn. I mean, if we get a turn and draw Rakdos Charm, we're kind of okay, right? Because the Past in Flames goes to the graveyard. Alright, well, hold. Hold. Charm my ass. Graveyard that. Oh, wait, these aren't... I thought these were Glimpse cards, never mind. Why did I think these were Glimpse cards? I don't know. Alright, well, Skelemental you, I guess. I don't think it's good enough, but 6 damage. So they can cast this for 1 mana, this for 1 mana. It's probably good enough. And they have a ritual in the graveyard. They're still short mana. 4. Well, they can Past in Flames for 2. Ritual. So they have 2 floating, ritual up to 4 mana. And they might as well start with Glimpse, right? Because they can even go Glimpse, then Past in Flames for 2 with a mana up, then Ritual. Why would they lead on Past in Flames first? Isn't the Glimpse just better? Because if you Glimpse into more Rituals, then you can Ritual, then Past in Flames. And you still have enough mana to do Past in Flames Ritual after you Glimpse. They still haven't found Rituals. I mean, they can cast 1 more Glimpse here. Okay, okay. Hold. I don't know how we're, like, not dead, but... Hold. It appears that we are not dead. I don't know how this is possible. Oh yeah, banger alert. How many tokens do they get? I don't remember which of these are from Glimpse. I think, like... Okay, 6 of them. Okay. That's something. We have to exile their graveyard, right? Shouldn't I wait till they cast the Past in Flames to make them use mana? Isn't that better? I think that's a lot better, right? When they cast Ral. Well, I can even let them cast... Oh, okay. Because you don't want the Ral to flip. Yeah, okay. So we just go Bloodghast, Blood Crypt, pass. Yeah, okay. I could deal damage, but if I deal damage, they just sack all of these and then still keep their graveyard, so dealing damage is bad. So here's the question. If they cast Ral... Oh, that's so good for me. Interesting they're casting the Ritual before the Ral. They're not casting Ral at all. Okay, well. Yeah, I'll do it now. See ya. When double sleeving, do you sleeve upside down, then right side up? Yeah. So you go like put the top of the card in the bottom of the sleeve, and then whatever way you do it in the first card, you do it in the reverse order in the second sleeve. I think we Nightmare Land Pass. What's the difference? Aren't I just gonna go Nightmare, sack Bloodghast, get Skelemental? Wait, I'm gonna double Skelemental then this turn. They're just dead, right? I guess they have enough toughness to survive. But we can go Nightmare, sack Bloodghast, get back Skelly. Land, get back Bloodghast. Nightmare, sack Bloodghast, get back Skelly. 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 Damn, Nightmare Skelemental Bloodghast is a hell of an engine. I might as well get the Bloodghast back, right, to haste it. It's my last fetchable, by the way. Keep that in mind. That's actually pretty important. Oh, the Bloodghast was stupid. They just have a 1-3 in play. I forgot they had a 1-3. Okay. They're not blocking Ral on Bloodghast. Discard 4. Yeah, but they only have 1 card in hand. Okay. So they're taking 6. Shouldn't matter. We should still be able to kill them next turn, right? They lose all their spawns too, which could be relevant. They have no cards in hand. Definitely not going to grief. Because I want to keep the Nightmare so I can rebuy this next turn. God, Nightmare is so sick with Skelemental. That interaction is really, really gross. I mean, surely I can't die from here when they have no cards in hand at 4 life with a Ral in play, right? Surely I can't lose this game. It's simply not possible. All right, they pass. Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna die, right? Should play my land first. So, get back this. Actually, I was supposed to play the Nightmare first. It's not gonna matter, but salt into the words. Technically, it was better to play. It was better to play the Nightmare first, because once I get the Nightmare in play, like I play the Nightmare, they say they have Bolt or something. If I play Nightmare first and then play the Bloodghast, they don't have a window to bolt the Bloodghast before the Nightmare resolves. What do we swap out for the Grief package? 1 Bolt, 2 Epicure, 1 Unearth, 2 Tourach, and 2 lands for 4 Rebirth, 4 Grief. This hand is weird. Is it good? It's good if they're playing a fair deck. Just like Bloodghast plus Village Rites is kind of nice. 1 Bomb, 1 Buried Alive. Buried Alive is not a good card. It's way too expensive. So much mana. Like, I kind of know why you want to play Buried Alive, but it's 3 mana is so much. So much mana. Why are you trying to play 3 drops? Can we run Bogret Trawler over 1 land? We could. No attacks. Why no attacks? I'm gonna pass. Should have attacked first, but... Why didn't I attack first? That was dumb. Whatever, I'm just gonna pass now. Because now I kind of don't want them to trade. If I had attacked first and then played the Mire, then we would have been fine. Spike said good luck with Unlucky Witness and Sack Shells. Yeah, and I mean, you do have enough stuff to sack the Witness to. Like, I would be much more interested in playing Unlucky Witness if I also had Goblin Bombardment, but I don't know if there's enough room to play both, you know? These are not great. I guess we can go land, get back Bloodghast, Bowmaster, kill their Bowmaster. It's not a great hand against their start. We had Unlucky Witness in one of the Mardu sacrifice lists that we played. The deck was like Unlucky Witness, Goblin Bombardment, Ajani, Bowmaster, Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride. And Witness was pretty good in that shell. Okay, -3. I'm kind of down to try Goblin Bombardment the more I think about it. I think you might be right about that. Ooh. Well, hello there. I mean, it's bad if they have second Bowmasters, but what are the odds? Streamer asks, what are the odds? Streamer does not want to tell you the odds. Or does not want you to tell him the odds. I always forget this thing is double red. Yeah, Shambling Guest could be okay, too. Oh. Well, thank you for doing it in your main phase, by the way. I appreciate that. I mean, we're probably still going to lose this game, but I'm happy they did that in my main phase. Yeah, I mean, we're still just going to get trounced. At least we're up a card, kind of. So what, do you guys want to try Goblin Bombardment over the Epicures? I'm into it. Yeah, just never tell me the odds. I don't want to know the odds. Yeah, being griefed. Opponent's a griefer. And they go pump here, hit for 6, we go to 7. Yeah, we just don't have any outs. Alright, next game. Okay, Black-White Scam, huh? Seems like a good matchup for the sweepers. Tourach is good against Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls to a lesser extent. Flare seems kind of bad. I don't like Flare against the deck with a lot of 1-drops. Got the Epicures. Bring in, like, 2 Tourachs. Keep in 1 Flare, maybe. Flare could still be okay if they go to Scam Grief. What's up, oh my god? We have Stitcher Supplier, Bloodghast, Orcish Bowmasters. The most popular red deck in the format, Boros Energy, plays a ton of cheap cards, so they can't really afford to play Pyroclasm. Alright, I'm going to keep this and simply draw a second land. I've been following the Bloomborer spoilers a little bit. Pitch Tourach, right? Okay, what 2 cards do we take? Fatal Push Grief, maybe? Leave them with Ephemerate Bowmasters. I don't really care about their Bowmasters because we have ours. So yeah, let's just take Fatal Push Grief. I think that makes sense to me. Definitely have to take the Fatal Push in case they draw a fetch land. So I like that. Anything cooking for Pioneer with the new cards? One card that I saw on the spoiler that I have not seen a lot of people talk about is... it's unfortunate. It's X red. It's X red red green green for a 5/5 trample. When it enters the battlefield, you exile the top X cards of your library, and until the end of your next turn, you can play those. And then it says you can play an additional land on each of your turns. So even just 4 mana 5/5 trample that lets you play extra lands, that card seems kind of sick. I like that card a lot. Kind of in an awkward spot here, because if I hold back, they just go land, attack, and if I block, they Bowmaster after first strike damage. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I think I have to attack in Village Rites, which feels really bad. But like, I think my plan is might just be let them set up a big board and try to Brotherhood's End. Okay, well that helps. Can surveil into land 3. The BR Mythic is scary. Remind me of the text of the Black Red Mythic. No, I cut one of the flares. I kept in 1 flare. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. Like I had 1 extra card that I needed to board into. It's kind of telling if I put that in my graveyard, huh? I guess we have to pass here. I got a surveil land. No, this is not, to the surprise of most people in the chat, this is not a donor deck. I know they have the Ephemerate, but it at least means they're not getting a token this turn. I mean, I guess I could Flare sack Bowmaster. Is that bad? Oh no, if I Flare sack Bowmaster, they just play Bowmaster in response. Yeah, I can't really go for Flare here because they just Bowmaster in response. Kind of sucks. So we take 1. Preventing the rebound. It wouldn't even prevent the rebound, because they would just Bowmaster in response, then sack the Bowmaster. Okay, we drew the land. But the unfortunate part about this is I kind of need them to play the Bowmaster before I Brotherhood's End. So I think my plan is just going to be Nightmare pass. You mean without them having Bowmaster, why would you want to do it now? I mean, if they didn't have Bowmaster, then I wanted to kill... Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, I could just do that. I could just do it on my turn. Right. Well, I think the point is that if they didn't have the Bowmaster, I wanted to kill the Pride, but we can't actually kill the Pride because we know they have this. Like, I want this thing dead. That's why we had to Flare. See, I think I would rather just... Okay, they didn't cast the Bowmaster. That's wild. I was really hoping that, like, I gave them a pretty good turn to cast it, right? Bowmaster, end step, ping this, untap, flicker Bowmaster. I gave them a really good spot to cast it. You still have fast lands and pain lands, right? Triomes, slow lands. Yeah, I guess those rotate. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I gave them a really good opportunity to cast the Bowmasters there. But, I don't know. I didn't fall for it. Did I make it maybe I made it too obvious when I graveyarded the Deluge. That could be. It's possible I made this too obvious. Interesting. Okay, well now I could just Bowmaster the Ocelot Bride and not have to worry about casting the Brotherhood's End. I'm just gonna pass. Because, like, as long as they don't have the Ocelot Pride going, I don't need to cast this Brotherhood's End. I don't have to worry about any of their stuff. And now I can maybe start looping Bowmasters with Chthonian Nightmare. Why didn't we block with Bowmaster and Unearth it? Well, I wanted to wait on the Unearth until after I played the Brotherhood's End. Like, ideally, I wanted to get to a spot where I go, like, have 4 mana, play Brotherhood's End, then Unearth. Then I can, like, also use the Nightmare that turn to sack the token. So, like, here, I guess I could do this. Take 1. Yeah, this is fine. Do this, take 1. Next turn, Nightmare, sack army token, get back Bowmaster, ping the cat. And this will surely force them to play their Bowmasters, right? Like, they can't really hold it at this point. If your duels are fast and pain lands, you want to play aggro, not mid-range. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like... So there's fast lands, pain lands, there's, like, surveil lands, I guess, which are okay in mid-range, but it's more tap lands. Are there any other duels? Surveils, fast, pains... I can't really think of any more duels, right? I've been pretty impressed with it so far in Mega Phoenix. Okay, they searched for Guide of Souls, but didn't play it. Noted. Alright, I'm gonna do this. I can grief them, too. Just kind of dope. Yeah, I guess the creature lands, too, the Restless ones. Restless, Surveil, Fast, Pain. Mana's not gonna be that bad, but like we're saying, the only good untapped lands are Fast and Pain, and it's kind of hard to play Fast lands and Pain lands in mid-range or control decks, you know? So the format's probably going to speed up quite a bit post-rotation. I mean, I'm just going to grief them, right? Why would I not grief them? I can't really think of a reason not to do this. It's going to force out the Bowmasters. But if they Bowmaster my Bowmaster, then I could just Unearth mine to kill theirs. So that's kind of fine. Yep, everything is okay. I can even Flare to kill the Ranger Captain. They're targeting me? Why would they target me? I guess they're worried about Malakir Rebirth. I guess that's fair. Yeah, they're worried about Malakir Rebirth. No. They're just worried about Malakir Rebirth. It's fine. Okay, so this... Definitely take the Nightmare, because I can't beat that card. So now... We go here, cast Nightmare, Flare, sack Bowmaster, Nightmare, back Bowmaster, sack Bowmaster, kill theirs. And they have Guide of Souls and not much else. I think we're doing good. I mean, they have a silent clearing, I guess, but we do have Bowmasters in play. No, this is not Nadu, thankfully. Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked they didn't cast their Nightmare last turn. Why would they hold up Bowmasters there instead of playing Nightmare? Like, once they have it in play, it's really hard for me to beat. So what are we doing there? They're not playing the Guide of Souls? I'm so confused. Why would they not play Guide of Souls? Not quite sure. Alright, Supplier my ass. Supplier was kind of a good pickup. I can find more stuff for the Nightmare. Oh, perfect. Perfecto. Yeah, I guess that's true. Guy does just die to the Nightmares. So, sack Supplier, get back Skelemental, and then try to find second Skelemental, I guess? We certainly did find the second Skelemental. Okay, this is kind of gross. Has Lightning Skelemental been okay? It's a really good time for you to show up, Disgruntled Gamer. Does this answer your question? 6, 12, 15, 16, 17. It's lethal. Even if I don't attack with Bowmaster, it's lethal, right? It's 15. Yeah, it's just still lethal. They drew Solitude? It's a pretty good draw step if they drew Solitude. That's like probably the only card that gets them out of this. It's pretty good. I don't think it's good enough, but it is good. They're still going to lose the guide, though, because they can't kill both Skelementals. So they're probably going to kill one Skelemental, we go to 15. They probably just take 10, go to 4, lose the Guide of Souls. Untap. I mean, they're still just dead, right? Because we have 2 creatures in play that we can Nightmare back. I guess we're only going to have 1 Skelemental in rotation to Nightmare back. Really? Okay. So they're going to end up at 2. They're going to end up at 2 and then go back up to 5. I mean, there's no way they have an out to kill me here, right? Because then next turn we can go Nightmare, sack Grief, get back the Thing, get back Skelemental. If they should Solitude Grief. No, I mean, I guess their line made sense, right? Kill the Bowmaster, block the 1/1, because they know that I have the Nightmare in hand. So them killing the 1/1 gives me like less fodder for the Nightmare. Kind of makes sense. Do you have to pay energy for the mana cost of the creature with Nightmare, or is it 1 energy per creature, period? No, you have to pay an amount of energy equal to the creature's mana value. So they can survive if they found Bowmasters. But we have Ephemerate covered, because now we can bolt the Solitude. I can't think of anything that they could have drawn besides Bowmasters that would get them out of this. Just attack in bolt face. I guess attack bolt face gets around them drawing Bowmasters. No, because they just go Bowmaster the Grief and then double block, right? But it does kill both things. What is Skelemental better against? I guess the Grief is slightly better against Bowmasters. It's worse into Ephemerate. Oh, right. That's yeah. Because if I attack with Grief and they have Ephemerate, I have to bolt the Solitude, and then 3 is not lethal. Whereas this line beats Ephemerate. I knew there was a reason I wanted to do this. Because this just beats the Ephemerate. Got him. Got him! Alright, game 3. Game tree. Do we want any of these cards against them? We could Rakdos Charm their graveyard if they're trying to Nightmare, but it's kind of narrow, isn't it? We could play 1 Charm over the 1 Flare, maybe. Rather Magus them. They're only a 2-color deck, though, and Magus is not great against Solitude. Like, if they were a deck that didn't have a 0-mana way to kill Magus, I would like it, but it's just not that great against Solitude. 3 mana is kind of a lot, though. I'm not opposed to it, but 3 mana is kind of a lot. This hand, it's a little suspicious on the draw, but I think it's fine. Right? I want to keep it. What are my thoughts on the new Nykthos for creatures in Bloomburrow? That's the one where you have to choose a creature type when the land enters the battlefield, right? Or is it just... Is it choose a creature type when the land comes into play, or is it just a creature type when you activate the ability? I don't remember. Either way, I don't like that card that much. I think it's not very good. Like, what is that card good in? Bolt Snap Bolt says it's basically Gaia's Cradle. It's definitely not Gaia's Cradle. I get a Surveil land here. I don't think I need to play the Rebirth, and I kind of want to hold the Rebirth in case we draw Grief. If I don't find Grief, then I'll just play the Rebirth next turn. Give up on Pioneer. Yeah, I kind of did. Okay, now we can just kill that. I don't know, like... There's not really a ton of new innovations in Pioneer. I think once the new set comes out, I'll be back into Pioneer. Like, once we get Bloomburrow, because I think there's a couple of things that I want to cook with in Bloomburrow. But until then, it's like, there's just not a lot of churn in the format. It's a lot of Phoenix, Amalia, Vampires, Mono Green. It's a lot of the same decks, and decks that aren't they're not the most fun to play against either. But I'm sure I'll go back to Pioneer once we get Bloomburrow. Do they just don't have the Bowmaster? They have a Ganjo, huh? Okay. Noted. The Ganjo spotted. Oh, are they going to Grief my Unearth? Okay. Well, they have to take Unearth. So they take Unearth and we get to go land Flare their Grief. I'm going to save that to get a Surveil land. Casting this now so they can't Ephemerate. Okay, we're kind of both top decking. I don't know who has better top decks from this spot. It's pretty gross. Would have been good if I still had that Village Rites. Okay, so Surveil Me. New free spells card just dropped. 3 mana, 3/3 Menace. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card by discarding a card rather than paying its mana cost. That card's really good. Okay, well, their draw steps have been pretty good. Might have not been... might have not been so good. Okay, noted. We keep the fetch land in play in case we find a Bloodghast. Well, good beats. They drew a lot better than we did. It is what it is. Alright, good beats. I don't even think that matchup is that bad, but we just drew way too many lands. And them having like the double hardcast Grief into the Ripping the Solitude, it's like just so backbreaking. This hand's very good. Keep this. Card fits into the Transmogrify deck shell. Well, it's a creature, right? So you can't play it in Transmogrify. What is this card, like, really, really good with? Exile cards from the top of your library to exile a non-land card. You may cast that card. I mean, it's just like, it's probably just a really good value card in Standard now. Like, you'd probably just put that card in most Rakdos decks in Standard. Even if you're not, like imagine attacking with that thing and then casting a Shelly for free. That sounds disgusting. Yeah, you don't have to go super deep with it with Brainstorm, though, right? But I guess you could in Modern. With, like, you can go... oh my god, you can go play that on turn 3. Turn 4, Brain Surge, put back Emrakul, attack, and then cast the Emrakul. That's odd. Imaginating a Vein Ripper. It's not a vampire, is it? Please tell me that's not a vampire. It's a Weasel Mercenary. Are there even vampires on Bloomburrow? I don't know if there are. Okay, I should probably grief them first. Just because there's a small chance they might leave a land in their hand. It's unlikely, but I just want to make sure I get their whole hand. Alright, well, you have no hand. Now, they do have a map. Map can get them Teleria West. Could be Witch's Cottage, something to the top. I'm thinking about Standard, though. I don't really think you want to play that card in Modern. Why would they chump block with... Oh, did they forget it had Trample? Trample, huh? Trample, huh? It's a good ability. Trample is one of the abilities of all time. First time I read it, I thought you exiled from their deck. Didn't realize we could stack the deck. Yeah, that card's got a lot of potential. You didn't draw a ring, did you? Okay. I was like, please tell me you did not draw the One Ring. Come on. Are they getting packed here, though? Because if they get packed, we can just unearth the Skelemental and make them discard it. It did get packed. That's good for me. Dono deck submitted if you want to flame it. Did you post it in the Discord? I'll take a look at it in a second. All right, unearth here. Go combat, hit with both. So they're not going to block. They're going to take 8, go to 7. Then we can go post-combat, Village Rites, sack the Skelemental. Yeah, they could have just gotten Urza Saga. I mean, they didn't know we had the Unearth, but... Okay. I can't really think of a reason to kill this Azusa, right? Just doesn't do that much. Like, what's the worst that could happen? If they draw Titan, they only have 5 mana. If they draw Bounce Land, they have no Amulet. Why did I say anything? I've located what the worst that could happen is. Alright, sure. Right, that card's legal and in your deck. Forget about that. What are they copying with Vesuva? They misclicked? They must have misclicked. Because they copied nothing. It's pretty good for me, because now they only have 5 mana. I still don't think I'm bolting the Azusa. Oh, I think they thought that if they chose not to copy anything, they could tap it for colorless mana. But that is not what the card does. Yeah, I think they thought they could activate the map end a turn. But, yeah. That's probably what they thought. Alright, you wouldn't draw another ring, would you? You wouldn't do that to me, Verified, would you? Should I bolt the Azusa now? I don't think so. Like, what is the Azusa doing for them? Yeah, I'm not going to. Okay, so they're going to sack map. They can sack map for T-West. And they can use red to filter blue. This transmute T-West, but then they're just dead to the Unearth. Radiant Fountain. I guess they could have gotten Bajuka Bog, too. Bajuka Bog would have been sus, because they could exile the Skelemental. Okay. I think they're still dead, though, right? They should still be dead. Might as well do this to use our mana in case we draw another Skelemental. Because then we have exactly 4 mana. Can't complain about that. I don't know if we need it, but... Cool. So, we have learned the lesson from the last match against Amulet, where draw Magus equals win. I think we said we didn't want anything else against them. Tourach is interesting on the play, but I don't believe that I want it on the draw. It's just a little too slow. Yeah, I mean, we thought about Brotherhood's End too. Brotherhood's End kills Amulet of Vigor, Azusa, and Saga tokens, but it just feels like it's a little too narrow, especially on the draw. Like, on the draw, 3 mana kill an Amulet just doesn't seem like it's that good. Maybe on the play you could sell me on Brotherhood's End, but... Well, here's the problem, Fat Leonard. The issue with them on the play is they go turn 1 Saga Amulet, you play your land pass, they go, whatever, land go, you play your second land and pass, and then they just go get their second Amulet, and then they kill you before you even have the opportunity to cast your Brotherhood's End. So, on the play, I don't mind it, but on the draw, I think it's too slow. This hand is terrible. I think this hand is also bad. Yeah, you could, like, maybe Rakdos Charm to kill 1 Amulet. That one's more interesting. That one can at least kill an Amulet on the draw before they get their 3rd turn. I think I have to mull this. Okay. Should have kept the last hand, I guess. I get to keep 4 cards, huh? I believe it is 2 lands, Supplier, Skelemental. Could have kept 3 lands, Skelemental, I guess, but kind of have to get a little lucky on 4 cards. Okay, that's step 1 of getting lucky. I'm choosing to play Brotherhood's End over Meltdown because it's a lot better against Boros. Since they play Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride, Ajani, Amped Raptor, Ragavan. So, Brotherhood's End just, like, just solos the Boros deck. We did mill Bloodghast. We also milled a card that I really wanted to draw. Oh, we can Unearth this back, or we can also Nightmare it back. I kind of forgot about that. All right, so give me an Unearth or a Nightmare, please. Not exactly. Not exactly. Although it still might be good enough next turn. That would have been sick if they drew Nightmare. We just go like Nightmare, sack Supplier, get back Magus. Are we dead? They only have one Amulet. Usually you're not dead to the first Amulet. Typically they need at least two. Oh, well, never mind, I lied. Turns out they don't need to. Monka. Okay, so our out is they don't play around Magus, even though it's face up and in the graveyard, and then we draw Magus, Unearth, or Nightmare. Yeah, maybe I could have kept the Flare. Was it maybe better to keep Stitcher Supplier Flare 2 lands than the Skelemental? Perhaps. Could have been a little bit better. We're not dead this turn, but the question is, will they play around Moon? Yeah, Flare is very good against Titan. It doesn't do it by itself. But like imagine the instance where we had Flare and they went for this, they would have died. Because they don't have double green to pay for Pact. Alright, they didn't play around Magus. Now, granted, we only have one left. But we could draw it. They played around me drawing Nightmare or Unearth, which, respectable. I think that makes sense too. Alright, I got one Magus to draw. Magus my ass? Please and thank you. Nope. Magus me daddy. Not quite. Alright. Wait. Wait, they don't have a second green source. Wait, what's going on here? Wait. They don't have a green source. What? I just realized that. Wait, what?
Bruh.
Okay. I'm gonna attack you. I'm going to attack you. Maybe they have Manamorphose. Imagine the leveling if they had Manamorphose. This is the moment where they're realizing. This is when the realization is setting in, you know? This is when it all comes on. This is when it all unravels. Gigantha L. Wellspring. The Spring of Well. No. No. This one could be good. We'll see. I mean, it's got Supplier Unearth, so if we high roll the Supplier, it's good. Alright, any high rolls? Technically counts. We have technically located a creature for Unearth. Not really the one that I wanted, but it is a creature. Never mind. I realized my mic was muted. So the audio is low in is it hard for you to hear the music? Because I thought I turned it back up. Mill the Bloodghast, huh? Okay. It is the old sub-song. Am I unearthing a Supplier? I don't think so. I'm just gonna cast Bloodghast. Spikes. Not the best. Speaking of the old sub-song, any primers? Folks, the best way to support the stream is with an Amazon Prime sub. If you have one available, it is completely free of charge if you have an Amazon Prime account. Get access to a plethora of wonderful emotes, and you don't have to watch those pesky ads. Raptor into Bowmaster is kind of gross. This is not going well. Definitely did not hit on the Supplier. I mean, you're a little late to the party. You may have to do, though. I could have maybe went for Surveillance first to try and find a better target. This game's just over. Like, I'm going to take their Discharge, probably. But we're just too far behind on board. Yeah, we just can't win. Alright, good beats. This matchup feels a little tough. Need to Swarm Tourach. I don't love Tourach against Bowmaster. I do love the sweepers, though. The sweepers are fantastic. Rain of Gore, not very good. Feed the Swarm, not great. Rakdos Charm. Charm is kind of interesting because they go really wide, and it exiles their graveyard, so it stops Flage. But I don't know if it's a little too narrow. I feel like it might be. I don't love the flares against Mardu, though. So we'll get the flares out of here, and then maybe I'll play, like... I guess we could play one charm. We'll keep in 2 flares. At least it kills Escape Flage, which is, like, not the greatest thing in the world, but... Too many tap lands. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little weird, though. I may actually go turn 1 Theater, turn 2 tap land Supplier, turn 3 Cliff Skelemental, turn 4 Nightmare. Rain of Gore is super good against Mardu. I guess Rain of Gore is decent against Flage and also decent against... decent against Flage, decent against Guide of Souls. Could be okay. Yeah, I don't memorize the names of the songs that you request. If I heard it, I'd probably remember it, but... You think I have enough memory up here to remember the name of the song that JPSN54 requests on a daily basis? There's nothing up there, you know. There ain't nothing. Okay, well, now, here's my problem. If I Skelemental, they trade for Cat Warrior token and flip a Johnny. How bad is that? Not great. So what I probably should do is just do something else this turn. So we'll just do this. I don't need to Bowmaster now, but might as well. I guess it's fine. Doesn't change their play that much. We can, like, Nightmare, sack Supplier, get back Bowmaster, ping something. Also, untap land would be kind of nice. We can double Nightmare, back both Bowmasters. Okay, Nether Johnny is a little annoying. Like the Nightmare line better. Yeah, but this is more mana efficient. Oh, you're saying I could just Nightmare and Bolt? Right, so Bolt the Johnny, Nightmare, sack Supplier, kill the cat token, get back the Bowmaster in the graveyard. I could buy that. Yeah, because, like, now we're in the same position as last turn. Alright, we are going to listen to the Duck song, I guess. You realize that every time I play this on stream, we lose at least 50 viewers. So, you know, minimum. Bare minimum. Oh my goodness. I know, just in time. You guys came just in time. I mean, we're not going to listen to it right now, but... Alright, I may have to skip the song now that we get a Spike raid. Aspiring Spike, thank you very much for the massive raid. Welcome, everybody, from Spike Stream. We're playing a little bit of Lightning Skelemental Scam Nightmare. Deck's been pretty good so far. Welcome, Raiders. If you're new to the stream, do me a big favor, hit that follow button. Would greatly appreciate it. And hope you had a great stream, Spike. Yeah, you're one of the 50. We're definitely not playing that song now that Spike Raiders are here. I'll skip it. Maybe I'll just scam Pike out of a song request. Aspiring Spike, who's that? I don't know. I only know DB Inspiring Timmy. It is the only person that I know. No, we're not polling it. I'm just skipping it. Contrary to popular belief, this is my stream, not Pike S&D stream, so. Think he's some new up-and-comer? Yeah, same. He might have a, you know, he might have a spot in streaming at some point. All right, I'm gonna refund your points too. How's that? I refunded your points, Pike. It's definitely not the Duck Song stream. What'd they discard? Yeah, see, this is another problem with Lightning Skelemental, is they just get to put this card directly into the graveyard, which is not great. It's not ideal. This matchup has been kind of difficult. Maybe I should be sideboarding in more graveyard hate against them because of this. Need a Rain of Gore. Rain of Gore does not help against Flage. They, like, sure, they don't gain life, but they still just kill all of your stuff with Flage, right? I'm skipping Duck Song. I did have it in the queue, but we're not going to listen to it. Okay, Johnny's on 3. How do we get out of this? We can go Nightmare, sack Supplier, get back Skelemental, kill a Johnny, right? Yeah. They have 1 card in hand. But then, again, the problem is they just have Flage. So we can just... Honestly, I think I have to just attack them. I think that might be the only way I can win this game. Is just get them dead. Because they don't have enough cards in graveyard currently to get Flage back. I guess they can trade for Bowmasters to get the last card. Interesting they're trading for that and not the Bowmasters. Oh, right. I'm making them discard a card gets the extra card in the graveyard, right. Yeah, I guess we're just dead to this Flage. Rain of Gore makes them take 3 whenever Flage attacks ETBs. I guess. We could try it. I mean, this plan is just not good enough. Yeah, we're just dead. We need to do something to, like, figure out the Flage problem in that matchup. And we're back to talk about the deck list. So, I was a pretty big fan of some of the things that were going on in this deck. Now, for context, I did play a version of this deck that did not contain the Grief plus Malakir Rebirth package. There were main deck Tourachs, there were more Voldaren Epicures, and I don't exactly know that Grief plus Malakir Rebirth is necessarily where this deck wants to be, because just a weird situation where you kind of need both of them in your hand for them to do anything. There's some situations where you can utilize Malakir Rebirth outside of Grief, where if you can combine it, say, with an Orcish Bowmasters, or maybe a Stitcher Supplier and then a Sacrifice Outlet, like a Flare of Malice, then you can kind of cook a little bit that way. But I don't know, it does kind of make the deck have some more anemic opening hands. Another awkward part about this is because we're playing 22 lands, right? So 22 lands is kind of the sweet spot for playing a 3-drop on turn 3. Maybe 21 is a little more appropriate. But what that means is that a lot of times when we have Malakir Rebirth in our opening hand, which you kind of saw in some of those games, you just kind of need to play it as a land, and you can't really afford to utilize it on Grief. So it's possible that maybe this deck, believe it or not, I know as much as I've talked about Grief, might actually be better off not playing the Grief package. But the things that I did like about this deck were Skelemental was fantastic. Looping it with Nightmare was also fantastic. I think I would consider maybe playing more copies of Unearth just to help pair with the Skelementals, and Unearth also works very well with Supplier, because Supplier can mill over 3 cards, and you can find some stuff off of that to get back with Unearth. Also good with Bowmasters. And then, yeah, just like the interaction, even just Village Rites with Skelemental came up a couple of times. It is a bit awkward playing Village Rites with how much Bowmasters there is in the format, because there's the Mardu energy deck seems to be the more popular version, at least on Magic Online. So that is something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, Skelemental kind of overperformed, very good with Flare of Malice too, and I think that there is definitely something to this shell. I kind of want to try cutting Voldaren Epicure for something like Goblin Bombardment, which I believe we had suggested throughout the league, and the reason for that is just because it gives you something else to do with like Bloodghast plus fetch lands, so kind of gives you a way to close out a game. You can kind of soften them up a little bit with Skelemental and then close out with the chip damage from Goblin Bombardment. Sideboard was mostly fine. I was actually kind of sort of impressed with Rakdos Charm. It's a card that I hadn't played a ton of, but now that I've played with it, I kind of want to play with it more. And yeah, rest of the sideboard was pretty good. So overall, I think that there is maybe something here. You might want to change the numbers around a little bit. Voldaren Epicure is a little suspicious, but yeah, keep that in mind. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you all in the next one.